Well, hey, it's Kimberly Lipstick and Fit, and I am here with a quick video, and I'm titling it, Have We Dug Our Own Grave? Now, one of the things within this whole, and even beyond hypergamous journey, if you're like me, a Christian, someone that is a faith believer, at some point, if you remember the last video, I was talking about how we have to take responsibility for our own actions. We have to have some introspection in what it is that we've allowed, what it is we've contributed to, what it is that we've done ourselves that may have held us back or have tainted our own ideology or perception of self or even others. So with that being stated, and us digging our own grave. So I was kind of contemplating and thinking some things. One of the things I've done in my journey, and this is going back, and I've been in private about it. One of the things that I've done with just healing and cleaning up myself, being very cognizant of the music that I listen to. Any song, any music that is degrading me, berating me, considering, talking, because when I say me, in the context of how they're talking about women overall. So if they're talking about women sucking their dicks, and they're talking about women being bitches and hoes, and her jumping up off on the thing, even if it's a woman herself speaking ill or speaking in a detestable manner that berates her own human form and sexuality, it's a no-go for me. All right. Every once in a while I get some ratchet music, I'm not gonna lie, when I'm getting amped up, but I have become so in tune with myself, with my body, with my mind, that I can tell when the frequencies are not right, and I immediately turn the music off. I'm like, okay, you can't listen to this because it's going to activate this, or it's going to plant a seed of that. And we have to be cognizant of that. Ladies, when we are getting dressed to go to the club or go out or go on a date or go to the gym or go on a run, what do? We pick. That's why we have playlists. Those playlists helps set a frequency, because music is all about frequency, you all, and words, all of that. And when you combine it, you're casting a spell upon yourself. You are sowing seeds. This is why there's so much emphasis and why we celebrate and worship musicians, because they literally are acting, some of them, in my opinion, are acting out of a power of divination. They're really superimposing and invoking, whether it's spirits or energies or whatever, in the listener's ear. Okay. Hence, I think why a lot of them deal with different degrees of torment, and we see it all through media up until their death, right? So you have to be cognizant of that. Movies, not a big deal. I don't even watch TV. The only thing I watch is YouTube. Literally, I watch YouTube. I don't watch Netflix. I don't watch nothing. I love getting clips of things. Any movie that I do watch, it's like nostalgic for me. Like it's something, like a Land Before Time or something. It's old movies from my childhood. Wizard of Oz, something like that, where I just can kind of tune out and I want that fantasy. But I do not watch. I can't tell you the last time I watched a sitcom outside of my binge watching constantly of The Office or Seinfeld, which are like my two favorite shows. So that's not an issue for me. But the music was an issue for me, and I've had to stop it. And I'm not saying go download a bunch of gospel music, because they could be a number of devils in there too. You have to get in tune with yourself, that you know what you can listen to and what you cannot listen to. Because if you find yourself listening to certain songs and you start thinking about Johnny, well, you're probably dealing with a soul tie. You're probably dealing with some other things internally, especially if you've had sexual relations with the individual. So songs that remind you of people, that bring up certain emotions in regards to sexual stimulation or intimacy, you have to shut it down. There's a musician that I love, and this dude had peeped me onto him, and I love this musicians too. I still can't listen to their songs because I really like the guy. I really like this dude, and it just brings up, memories that I don't want to deal with. I don't want to go down memory lane and asking questions of why. So I cancel that out. So Same thing with books. I am a reader. I keep books on me, my journal, from my journal to my laptop with my Kindle on it, to books in my purse, to I got like 3 books in my trunk, because I just like being mentally stimulated. But you know, you look, ladies, you can't be sitting around reading these romantic novels, these fantasy books, and 50 Shades of Grey, even if you're married or not married. And it's one of the things I do with my clients. I'm like, what are you putting in your ear gate? What are you putting in your eye gate? Okay. What are you putting in your mental gate? Let me see what's really going on, because a lot of times the stimulations are coming from, external entities or, things such as, i.e. music, books, television, media, that is really contributing to your toxic behavior. And even sometimes it's so, the stench of this toxicity is so much on you that men stay away from you. Okay? Y'all out here trying to be Megan Thee Stallion and having a hot girl summer, okay? A man don't want a woman having a hot girl summer. They not, you might, maybe a dusty, maybe some bum ass nigga, you know what I'm saying, may want that, but men that you're trying to, quality men, are not looking for women of that caliber. They already put you in daddy issue category, okay? That's just the fact of the matter, all right? So don't hop on these things. But okay, so I'm gonna leave it at that. So let's transition to the other thing. So in digging our own grave, I also believe, in regards to social media, what I do not like is how the black woman, particularly how the black woman is being portrayed, how she's been portrayed. Now, I do a lot of social media in the essence of observing, okay? On YouTube and Instagram. I don't have Facebook. I haven't had Facebook in a year, so I cannot wait to do that update. By September 30th will be officially a year that I have not been on any Facebook, and I am ecstatic. But I noticed, you know, when they're talking about the proverbial black woman, she's ghetto, loud, has some kind of anger issues, some kind of mental issue. She has a dingy weave. And this is either by the black women. Black women, if they're doing a parody, it's the proverbial stereotypical black woman of being loud. The woman can be pretty. She can be very, you know, shapely, nice. It's usually the prettier women can get away with that, acting in this manner. But the men, which I do not subscribe to, men putting on dresses and wigs and acting like women, I do not subscribe to that. And I don't think we need, as women, we should not even accept that, especially if you're a black woman, because it is a form of mockery in the worst sense. These men, you know, either it's always some ghetto name, Lakeisha, and I shouldn't even say a ghetto name, that's not right. An urban name, okay? That we most likely know as black, you know, Jawanja, you know, it's always something, Lakeisha, Naisha, you know, something of that sort. They use these names. She has ashy knees, or she has a dingy wig on, or she's not enunciating her words correctly. She's, you know what I'm saying? It's just, oh yeah, that's a black woman. No, that's not a black woman. I didn't grow up with black women acting like that. Now, where the black women could have been a bit more domineering, they could have been but they were always well put together. And they always maintained control. And the problem is, when we allow for us to be portrayed in this manner, then they continue to, on a subconscious level, we're looked at as that. And people say, oh, okay, it's just comedy. Is it? Even Dave Chappelle, he talked about when they tried to make him put on a dress. You gotta Google, go on YouTube, why Dave Chappelle refused to put on the dress. And other men are starting to come out, and how what Hollywood do, not only to demean the black woman, but to demean the black male. The prototype of the black man is looked at as hyper masculine, strong, endurance, you know, agility. So there's this image of the breakdown of, and we ain't even gonna get that deep, of the black man. And so black men, I commission you, stop, you don't have to be funny by trying to promote or act in a proverbial scheme of what is perceived as the ghetto black woman. Okay, we shouldn't do that. And the funny thing, and I know some people gonna say, "Oh, they do it to white people too." They're on a general level, you will not see white women being portrayed. There's only one woman that does Trailer Park Tammy, Chelsea. She's hilarious. She does it. She wears a Reba McEntire shirt and she likes Taco Bell. Like, so she tries to act like a proverbial trailer park white woman, so to speak, right? But the men, a lot of times if they're gonna make fun of a white girl, it's a Becky, and she's like, using those kind of words, but she's still gonna be pretty. She's still gonna be, she's not gonna, maybe a little bit lofty, maybe a little bit aloof, so to speak, maybe a little dingy, but she's not portrayed in a way, in my opinion, on a negative scale that black women are portrayed as. And I think when we allow ourselves to be portrayed in this manner, we are hurting our community, because we are allowing ourselves to be looked in a much lower position, in a more lower stance. So I don't know, y'all give me your take on it. I don't believe it's coming from a malice position. I don't believe that. I don't believe these men are out here trying to do that, but they are making money off of making fun of us. And then we're sitting here and we'll be like, there's no black men, or black men are going to date other races and all kind of different things. But nevertheless, we've helped perpetuate the negative context of the black woman on a subconscious level by what we allow these people to become famous and do. I watch some of these men that make these horrid videos about women, and how sometimes these are black men who don't date black women and almost have this vendetta and this anger. Excuse me, y'all don't know what's going on up here, against the black woman. And they say some things, and some things I'm like, well, that's not true. That's not all of us. But at the same time, I'm like, because you can't even be like, where are they getting this information from? Whether it's through their own trauma or what they've seen and they're just fed up with, I don't know, but I do have to take note of it. And I do believe us as black women, we do have a responsibility, and all women, to maintain our dignity, our respect, our integrity, and stimulate the positive aspects of the black woman, of who we are, of women and femininity. Hence this hypergamous journey. All right. Another thing, I downloaded a book. Oh man, a bunch of text messages. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm on my iPad. So where's my Kindle? This is my Kindle right here. And I wanted to show you Chloe. Go over to Chloe's channel. It's CHOLE, Chloe, I think, with underscore, okay? I think I'll put her link a little bit later below. I've been binge watching her channel for some time now, and there's a couple of other women I like, but I don't want to promote them just yet. One, because she's like a proclaimed witch, and I'm like, can't get with that. I cannot. So I'm like, are you operating out of spirit of divination? Because this is not manipulation, and this is not witchcraft, you all. Ladies, at least what I'm doing, and what I'm incorporating into my practice, my life coaching practice with my ladies, is femininity, divine femininity, the femininity that we are born with, that God had originally given to us. And I have scripture to back it up, okay? So I have to stay in that context. And then there's another lady that does etiquette, which I love. She does like etiquette classes and what have you. So I'm eating it up. And Chloe wrote this book titled Stop Wearing the Pants. And it's like, y'all, it's 230 pages. It's a long book. Okay. And I have to admit, it's pretty good. You see, Stop Wearing the Pants by Chloe. You see the little intro right there. All right. Never sell yourself short. I mean, and it's legit, y'all. I am very amazed at her ebook contents, intro, Hypergamous Q&A, Hypergamous don'ts, do's, tips, closing thoughts. It's good. It's good. What exactly is the feminine mindset? I think you're gonna like it. Okay, so highly informative. And look, you eat the meat, spit out the bones. All right. If you don't be afraid, don't be ashamed to admit or to say, look, I need to learn more. I need to do more. I need to make myself a better woman. Each one teach one. I've helped a lot of women, and a lot of women have helped me indirectly. And I think we have to illuminate and celebrate one another. We are very competitive by nature as women. We can tear down each other, but I believe the more you become secure, and I'm at that point where I'm so confident in myself and secure in who I am as an individual. No one can do Kimberly Nzinga Bradley like Kimberly Nzinga Bradley does Kimberly Nzinga Bradley. I am me. If someone says my name, you know, oh, she reminds me of such and such. It's like, no, I might get, you know, certain lookalikes where they're like, oh, you look like such and such, but never as far as personality wise. I am divinely who God created me to be. And I believe we all can aspire to that when we learn from one another. Just because you learn from somebody else doesn't mean it takes away from your knowledge and wisdom. I'm reading this and I'm already I'm like, yo, I can't wait to do my book, because my book is speaking from my perspective and the things that I've done wrong as a woman in regards to relationships, career, you name it. I'm putting it all out there. I don't mind, because we have to share. And Chloe spoke about that in one of her videos, her YouTube videos, about older women and how older women don't tend to spit game to younger women the way they did, not what like they used to do back in the day. And it's funny because I've had a number of older women who did do that for me. My grandma was one of those ladies. You know what I'm saying? There was another old little white lady that had, oh man, she spit some game to me. Yeah, I was like 17. I'll never forget. And she wrote me a letter and she told me some things of what to do, because she had been married like 70 years or something crazy, right? She was old, but oh my goodness, this lady, I mean, she, even up in her 80s, she kept her nails done, her hair, she still went to the salon. She never broke character, so to speak, in the essence of, but it was truly who she was. She was the essence of a woman in femininity. And we need to get back to that, because as a Christian, one of the things that I'm seeing in this world, especially in the United States, is the breakdown of the family and femininity by, like, so if you're truly a man and you're being a man and you're displaying true masculinity, that is deemed as you're being, you know, misogynistic, or you're being too much of an alpha male. It's looked at as a threat. If you are a strong female, but yet and still, and you're working, you're doing all these things, but you don't mind being kept, you don't mind a man being a protector, a provider, you don't mind a man opening the door for you and being courted and maintaining a degree of self-respect and what have you, you looked at as soft or maybe weak, or, you know, all these different things. And all the people that saying these things are either manless, okay, or they're lonely, or they got their own anger issues or whatever, and they bitter. So I'm gonna wrap it up with that. And if you have any questions, list below. And I'll talk to you all later, my loves.